Have you ever looked into the woods and felt like the shadows were staring back? Not animals, not people, just something else. Most shadows follow light, but in Black Hollow Forest, they move when everything else stands still. I was foolish enough to go there once. Now I'm warning you, don't repeat my mistake, but if you insist on knowing what I saw, then listen carefully. It all began on a dare. My cousin Liam bet me $1,000 to spend one night alone in Black Hollow, an old, cursed forest near our hometown. They say strange things happen there, things people don't talk about in daylight. It was perfect content for my YouTube horror channel. I brought a tent, a flashlight, 2 cameras, a drone, and a hunting knife. The moment I crossed that cracked wooden sign, "Enter at your own risk," my phone buzzed and died. No signal, no GPS, just the sound of gravel under my boots. I set up camp near an abandoned fire pit, surrounded by crooked trees. The air was still, too still. I recorded my intro, joking to my followers about ghost stories. But under the humor, something felt wrong. The way the wind moved, the way the light bent, as if the forest was watching. Hours passed. Around 11:30 p.m., I took the drone up for a night scan. That's when I saw it. On the live feed, something darting between trees behind my tent. I spun around. Nothing. Just darkness. I tried to laugh it off until the tent zipper slowly slid open from the inside. I hadn't gone in. I hadn't touched it. I ran to the tent, ripped it open, empty. But inside was a message carved into the ground. "You shouldn't be here." My flashlight sputtered. The batteries were brand new. I switched to the backup. Same thing. That's when I noticed my shadow was gone. Not shifted, not faint. Gone. Then I saw it. Behind a tree. Not me. Not a reflection. A shadow. It moved slowly, deliberately. Across the clearing, mimicking my every past movement. Then it turned and walked away. I chased it. I don't know why. Maybe instinct. Maybe stupidity. It led me deeper into the forest, to a clearing I'd never seen on any map. In the center stood a massive, rotting tree, twisted like it was screaming. Carved into its bark were hundreds of names. Some were fresh, some decades old. And there, glowing faintly, was mine. As I stared, the wind howled. The trees bent toward me. The shadows around me began to stretch and slither. Dozens of them, moving without light. They surrounded me, whispering, chanting my name. I backed away, but the ground gave out beneath me. I fell. I don't know how long I was unconscious, but I woke up inside a buried room beneath the forest. The walls were covered in claw marks and carvings. They live in darkness. They remember, and in the corner, a camera, my camera, still recording. I grabbed it and ran, not caring where I went. I ran until the trees thinned and I burst onto an old logging road. A truck driver found me at sunrise, took one look at me, pale and trembling, and said, "You came from Hollow?" I nodded. He didn't speak again, just drove. When I checked the footage later, the shadows weren't on it, but I saw myself talking to something invisible, screaming at empty air, standing frozen while something whispered in my ear. And my shadow. It didn't match me. Now, every night my shadow lags just a little behind, and sometimes it doesn't show up at all. So if you ever think about visiting Black Hollow, don't. Some places aren't meant to be explored. Some shadows, you remember how it ended. I escaped the forest, but something followed me. My shadow. It stopped behaving like mine. I thought I was safe. I thought the forest was behind me. But I was wrong. It wasn't just a shadow. It was a tether. And Black Hollow, it was calling me back. It started with dreams. I'd wake up at 3:33 a.m. every night, drenched in sweat, hearing whispering from my closet. Then came the footage. Every time I edited the video from that night, new things appeared. Faces behind trees, voices whispering my name. Once the footage reversed itself and played back, with someone else's voice narrating in my tone, then the real world changed. My apartment lights flickered constantly, mirrors fogged up on their own, and one day I saw it again, my shadow frozen in place while I moved. Just watching me. I couldn't take it anymore. I needed answers. So I went back. This time I brought gear, motion sensors, thermal cameras, even a drone team. I wasn't going alone. We arrived at dusk. The team joked nervously, but the moment we crossed into the tree line, silence fell like a blanket. No birds, no wind, just stillness. Then the drone feed cut out. One by one, the others began acting strange. Marcus, the tech guy, started mumbling things in his sleep. Phrases in languages none of us knew. Jess wandered off during the night. We found her the next morning, curled in a fetal position, eyes wide open, whispering. They live beneath the roots. Following Jess's direction, we dug beneath the twisted tree where I first saw my name. Beneath the soil we found a staircase, ancient stone leading into pure blackness. We descended against every instinct. Below was a cavern. Symbols covered the walls, shapes that seemed to writhe when we weren't looking directly at them. In the center, a pool of black liquid, reflective, but not like water. It shimmered with movement, with shadows. I leaned in. The reflection showed me, but older, worn, broken, surrounded by dozens of others, all with my face, all staring at me. Then one spoke. You were chosen. You left, but you never escaped. The chamber began to tremble. Screams erupted from every direction, but they weren't from my team. They were from inside the walls. Faces pressed against the stone like it was thin ice. We ran. Marcus didn't make it. Neither did Jess. I think they stayed willingly. Or maybe the forest chose them. I barely made it out, carrying only one thing, a stone tablet I grabbed from the wall. It was warm, breathing. I'm back home now, or somewhere that looks like it. But something's different. People act like they know me before I speak. My shadow moves before I do. And last night I saw my cousin Liam. He's been missing for 5 years. He stood at the foot of my bed and whispered, "They're not done with you." So if you're watching this might be my last video. Or maybe it's not me posting it anymore. Some shadows don't want to be seen. Some want to take your place. I don't remember hitting record. But this camera's on. And I don't remember writing in this journal, yet pages are filled with my handwriting, describing things I haven't done yet. Since I returned from the hollow, time doesn't feel right. The shadows, they've followed me back, and now they want more. At first, it was small things. Missing time, a door I swore I'd locked swinging open, my reflection blinking when I didn't. Then, during a live stream, something happened. People in the chat asked who was standing behind me. I was alone. I watched the replay. There was someone, my exact copy. Same clothes, same posture, but no eyes. Just a hollow stare. It mouthed something. When I zoomed in, it said, "Let me in." Every night, new recordings appear on my hard drive, clips I never filmed. In one, I walk through the forest again, but this time I speak a different language. My voice is deeper, my eyes black. I took one to a sound engineer. He filtered the background and uncovered a second voice layered under mine, whispering coordinates and a name, Elder Root. I followed the coordinates, deep into Black Hollow, further than I'd ever gone. Past the rotting tree, beyond the stone staircase, the forest thinned. And there, standing alone, was a massive tree shaped like a human figure, arms outstretched, bark twisted into screaming mouths. At its base, a doorway. I entered. Inside was a circular chamber, in the center a stone table, and on it, copies of my personal items. My old shoes, a cracked phone, my first camera, all perfectly arranged, a shrine, and behind it, them. Dozens of shadows, each shaped like me, staring, one stepped forward. You were never supposed to leave, but now, we can. They swarmed me, but instead of pain, I felt calm, like dissolving, like becoming part of something bigger. When I woke, I was at home again, or so I thought. But nothing feels right. People glance at me too long. Dogs growl, mirrors fog when I walk by. I don't cast a shadow anymore, not always. So if you're seeing this, maybe it's not too late for you. But me? I don't think I ever left the hollow. I think I'm just a copy, a vessel, one of them. And now we're coming through. You opened the door by watching. Now they know your name. If you've ever felt like you're being watched by your own reflection, you might already be part of the hollow. Share your story in the comments while you still can. And whatever you do, don't follow the shadows.